Hi, thanks for joining me on this Zoom call, and I'm going to get started now. We're going to go over the compensation plan and hitting the bonuses, and at the same time, uh, being able to capitalize on the passive residual income that's paid out through the leverage that's created through other people and the reorder of products. So that would be the volume of products that are being ordered, and the again that's a passive residual income. So let's go into this. And before I get started, I just want to give the disclaimer that this is for training purposes and it's not to be construed as a guaranteed income or a fixed income, because all the success is based on the individual, the amount of time, the effort, the skills that you improve on, and there's just so many factors that play into your success. But this is for training purposes based on the compensation plan and how it pays out. So let's jump into this. First thing I want to just cover real quick is mindset. And Isagenix offers a great and incredible mindset program for personal development. It's called Healthy Mind and Body. And I want to go over one of the slides of that particular program in just a sec, but it's about being the best that you can be physically with your health. When it comes to building a business with Isagenix and nutritional products, you want to be an example, right? You want to be the billboard. So set a goal to have your energy, your vitality, your mental acuity, your physical fitness, all of that in place. Getting to where your body becomes more alkaline, where you enjoy, like, this isn't something that you have to do. This is something you get to do and you look forward to doing. You create a habit around that. And that's about creating an alkaline body within the body. So the more you use the products, the more alkaline you become. And two, it's your business. You get to create enthusiasm and monetize your health. So as you become the best you that you can be, you become this billboard of health. People recognize that and they see it, and it becomes exciting and it becomes fun. And you're monetizing the best you that you get to be. It's like a personal development health program with the compensation plan attached to it. So I wanted to bring that up because mindset is so important as you go through. You want to set a high goal to achieve for your health, and people will then start asking you, what are you doing? Like, you won't have to look all the time for customers and business partners. They're going to want to know what in the heck you're doing. So the more you commit to that, the easier it becomes. So this is from the Healthy Mind and Body program, and it's one of the slides that are in there, or it comes from one of the videos that Rod Hairston shares. And so the inception is when you start to think about your goal, like the objective that you want to accomplish in your life, the goal. And we get really excited about that. And that's called the inception phase. So, when I was unhealthy, I had this picture of me being very healthy. But the problem is I wasn't healthy. I wasn't fit. I didn't have energy. I wanted that, but I was this. And what happens with inception is most people are not ready for the mind, let's say the challenges that are going to come up mentally for the individual that conceives of this new way of living life. So what happens is you go through the deception phase, and the deception phase takes most people out. They don't get through it. They just hamster wheel between inception and deception, and they never get into transformation and identity. Healthy Mind and Body helps you to identify the deception for yourself while you're working towards the goal that you're setting as the individual. It's a very personalized program. And it helps you to, again, identify the deception so that you can get through it and get past that habitual self-sabotage that we don't even know we're self-sabotaging. It's just the way we react to things. And it's set up as a paradigm. This program helps you to get through that. And you can sign up for this program in your website, in your Isagenix website, under I think it's under contest or under resources, contest and resources or something like that, the little button up at the top. And you'll see Healthy Mind and Body. You just click on it. So as you get through the deception and into the transformation, you start to actually become that new person. Now you're different. And if you were able to do that when you started, you would have been that person. But there are things that you're doing that are sabotaging you from becoming that person, and they're habitual. So you got to get through those. Now, this is with the physical, right? This is with the health, but it's also the same thing when it comes to the amount of money that you're making. So you have this idea of how much money you want to make, but you're only making so much right now. You've got to get through the deception and transformation and into the new identity of the new things that you have to be doing, the new habits, the new self-talk. So this healthy mind and body could help you do the same thing for that type of mindset when it comes to a money mindset. So I just wanted to share that, because if you don't address that, if you stay with the same mindset that you have over here, but you want to be making this kind of money over here and you want to have this kind of health, man, if you don't go through this process successfully, you'll stay stuck here. You've got to learn the new skills, the new way of thinking, the new way of talking to yourself and responding rather than reacting. And this program has become very successful for doing that. So I wanted to bring that up because we're going to go into the compensation plan now. And as you start to conceive of this new identity for yourself, if you're not familiar with how to get through deception and into transformation, you'll stay stuck. You'll just keep hamster rolling back. You'll hit challenges that will seem like they're out of your control. And that's the whole deception phase, right? So one other thing I want to set up here as we go into the compensation plan is the expectations. And this was a training that was done for executives before our big company event one year. And David Wood shared this, and he shares the realistic numbers of people who have become highly successful in Isagenix. So they used Janie, Sean, and Kelly and Tyler. So how many years had Janie been in Isagenix? 7 years at this point. How many conversations does she estimate that she had? And she figured probably around 4,000 conversations. Out of the people that she talked to and introduced this vehicle to for health and wealth, how many did she actually personally enroll? How many said yes? 200. So she had 4,000 conversations, got people to take a look, got them to listen to her, and 200 said yes. Out of that, how many of them actually became business partners with Janie and started building the business with her? Because you're going to have customers and you're going to have business partners, and you'll have way more customers than you do business partners. So how many did she have? 6. So out of the 200 people that enrolled, maybe a lot of those stayed on the products, but how many of them actually started sharing effectively and making money? 6. What was the top income that Janie made in 1 month? What's the most amount of money she made in 1 month? $82,000. But she only had 6 business builders and she only enrolled 200 people. Well, there's no way you could make $82,000 in 1 month with just 200 people. Well, what happened is the 6 producers, they bring in people. And inadvertently, the customers bring in people as well. But the 6 producers, how many top producers did they each bring in? And how many customers did they bring in, and business partners did they produce? That's the geometric progression that most people don't see and realize when they start out on a business like this. So how many people are actually on her team? 45,000. Well, she only enrolled 200. Well, those 6 producers created other top producers and customers who also created other top producers and customers. And don't forget that your upline can enroll people under you. So there might have been top producers of those people who are in the upline that got placed down below Janie. So it's a very synergistic and very progressive compensation plan that you benefit on everybody equally, right? So let's go to Sean. So we'll go through the rest of these quickly. Sean, 7 years, 5,000 conversations, around 200 people enrolled, 2 top producers. What's his biggest month? $58,000. $58,000 in 1 month. How many on his team? 99,000. So that would mean that some of the people fell off. And the top producers, there weren't as many, but they would have still created more top producers. But some people may not have been educated as much. You're just not in control of customers and whether they're going to order or not. But you can see that Janie had less people and had a bigger month. It's the quality of people and the training that's taking place and helping to cast the vision and also raise the skills of others and maybe even convert some of your customers into top producers. So it's different for everybody, right? Kelly and Tyler, 4 years, 2,700 conversations, 200 people enrolled, 12 top producers. So their numbers are really good, right? And 199,000, wow, how many people? 68,000, so even less than Sean, and not too many more than Janie, but more than doubled the income. So those are pretty impressive numbers right there. So it's going to be different for everybody, right? Tracy, who had amazing results on the product, life transformation. She didn't want to live anymore. She was a lot like me. She was just at the bottom of the barrel and didn't want to live anymore. Single mom. Well, 2 years, 1,000 conversations, enrolled 90. Out of that, 5 top producers. Those are really good numbers. What's her top month? 126,000 in 1 month. How many people? 18,000 people on the team. Those are really, really strong numbers right there. Again, you can't compare yourself to other people. Everybody's prepared to do what they can do as they get in, and then how much effort do I put in after I get in and improving myself? That whole, getting through deception and the new identity. For me and my wife, at 10 years, I did over 10,000 conversations. I did a lot of expos and just talked to stranger after stranger, and really presented the message to a lot of people very enthusiastically. At that time, I had enrolled about 150 people and only had one top producer, one person who stuck with it that I personally enrolled. But I have many, many, many millionaires in my organization, but I didn't personally enroll them. And remember, I get paid on everybody in my organization. And you'll see that on the next slides as we go through the comp plan. So my top month, 90,000 back then. So what a blessing, right? How many people in my group? Over 200,000. So now it's 12 years and it's over 260,000 people in my organization. What a blessing, right? So you can look at this. It's not you're going to go out and talk to your parents or maybe your siblings or your kids and enroll a few family members and you're going to have success. There's a lot of conversations that are taking place, and you're really putting yourself out there and making yourself vulnerable to ridicule, to being under the microscope of other people and whatever they might want to say about what you're doing. But you just got to ignore that, and you just got to keep sharing the message and get better and better at doing it. But eventually, as you stay focused, you stay committed, commit to a high level of excellence, it has to expand. That's the law of focus. It has to expand. So let's go into, I'll just go past that. Let's go into this whole marketing and customers and entrepreneurs and go into the whole zooming to $500, the $500 bonus. So when you start out in Isagenix, it's $29 for the membership for the year. And that's going to give you your own website, your own business website and wholesale. What happens is when you're enrolled, you have a username and a password to log into your own website, and it's called your back office. In there, you can order your products. And everybody has to actually start out as a customer. Our company forces you to do that. You have to make an intentional decision that you want to share this with other people actively and be able to get compensated for that. And you do that by logging into your wholesale website and then just clicking a few buttons and putting some information in there that say, you know what, I would like to share this with other people and get paid for that. So I love that because everybody starts out the same. The products are the same price for everybody. And everybody starts out as a customer. If you want to take advantage of the opportunity, you can, like I said, by logging in and clicking on those buttons. And just get back with the person who got you, in, and they will share with you how to do that exactly. It's up under one of the tabs. I think it's under personal information or resource, something like that. So to take advantage of the opportunity now, you go in and you add your information, and yes, I want to be an associate. And then you have to order a qualified order, and you have to share that qualified order with 2 people as well. So meaning that you order a qualified order and they're ordering a qualified order as well. And I'll go over that in just a sec. But once you do that, you open the doors for you being able to get paid on everybody. It's a powerful principle of generating wealth when you can leverage other people's efforts and you get paid on that. And when you combine that with a powerful product that's producing results, like the business, there's a percentage of the business that's growing based on people's results. So that's called a results-driven business. And when it has to do with their health, there isn't anybody that can't be exposed to that and not want it. Everybody wants to have better health. So when you're a consultant, you get paid 6% on the gross volume that's created by your team on unlimited depth. There's no blocking, there's no breakaways. It's on unlimited depth. You get paid on everybody. So let's say somebody like, let's call this Cindy down here. Cindy ends up in your organization because as people share it with other people, they're getting them their own membership. And the software links you together as a team. So the numbers on your team are going to go up every time somebody in your organization enrolls somebody. And it's just linked together, kind of like a domino effect. There's this unbroken link between you and the people in your organization. So as they expand, your organization is expanding. So let's say Cindy, she got enrolled in your organization, and then she enrolls these 11 people. Well, these people are ordering products, which is going to pay me more money because I'm getting paid 6% on the total volume on everyone. So even though I didn't enroll Cindy, she's in my organization, and that volume comes up to me because she's in my downline. And it doesn't stop with just these 11 people. Whoever they share it with, then that's going to increase my 6%. And whoever they share it with, and whoever they share it with. And as that volume rolls up to me and I get paid on it, it doesn't stop at me. It's going to go to the people above as well, all the way back to the top of the company. So that's a very powerful way of leveraging. So it's passive because they have their own account. Cindy got them their account. I had nothing to do with that. So that's passive. I could have been asleep while that was happening. Residual, because it's food and you're going to eat it and you're going to run out of it. And so you need to order more. So when they order more, they're going to pay you again every time on every reorder, 6% on the total volume. So that's residual. And then leverage, because Cindy did all of that. She created that income. And that's a very powerful principle for generating wealth, because I can only work so many hours a day. But here, Cindy just brought in 11 people. If all of those 11 people just brought in 2, in one day, they could all do that, right? There's no way I would even have the time to do that in one day. Bring in, what would that be, like 22 people? So it would take me all day long, and I'd be up into the night enrolling them, getting their orders, everything all worked out. So that's leverage. It's and I get paid as though I did, because that's the generosity of the company. So when we zoom to Crystal Manager, what we're looking at here is getting this bonus. And they give you 60 days to get this bonus from when you decide you want to be an associate. Go from a customer to an associate. And once you put in that information and click the button, hey, I want to be an associate, the clock starts ticking. And you have 60 days to get to Crystal Manager. So let me explain what that is. It's nothing more than following this progression of 2. And how far would you have to follow that progression of 2? Just to this level right here. Right there could make you $500. And this is why it's so powerful to understand this, because these people are going to be added to your group, and it's a very small amount of people. It's a total of 6 people, which is not going to be very much residual income at all, because you're only getting paid 6% on the total volume. But to get this bonus, that could double your money back on what it cost you to get started, depending on how you got started. So let's just follow this progression. Now, the thing that you want to understand about this compounding effect is it's just this one right here is, I think, let's see. Let me go back. This right here is just growing at the geometric progression of 2. So everybody only has to share it with 2 people to get paid. So we could literally build out the compensation plan like that, and everybody would get paid and my income would go up. And look at the progression. It doesn't double like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's 2, 4, 8, 16. Because there's a geometric progression that's kind of unseen here. Until you do this on, like, with a calculator or something, or do it on paper, you don't really internalize it, but we can kind of see it here. I can kind of portray the power of this principle of geometric progression. It's how banks make their money off of compounding interest, credit card companies. When you buy your house, you pay like way more for your house than the actual price, right? Because of the compounding interest that happens over the years. So if we just added one increment, one more number to the compounding effect, and we did it with 3 instead of 2, which we don't have to in our compensation plan because you get paid on 2, but let's just show the compounding difference. You're at 81 instead of 16 just by adding one more increment. Let's add 3 and you're at 625. Same 4 levels, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still, but look at the difference. Instead of 16, you're at 625 by only adding 3 more increments to it. So let's just stay with the lowest common denominator and the lowest BV that needs to be ordered, the business volume, the qualifying order. So as a consultant, that means you enrolled 2 people, one on your left team and one on your right. And you're all ordering the qualified order, which is 100 BV. So in Isagenix, every product is giving a business volume amount. It's separate from the dollar amount. So 2 bottles of Isagenesis would be more than 100 BV. It's like 103. So you're going to pay about $150 for those 2 bottles. That's a month's supply per bottle. So that's enough for 2 people. So for you and your spouse, or you and your significant other, right here, you have a month's supply. It's going to cost you about $150, $75 each. But you're hitting the qualified order. So that's a business investment, but it's also a health investment. Now, if you only need 1 bottle of Isagenesis, then you could replace a meal a day. And you're only paying $9 more to replace groceries. So at about less than $3 a meal, this is a really great investment because you're already going to spend that kind of money anyways. So I'm not going to go into the cost savings in that. I want to show the power of the geometric progression and this getting to Crystal Manager and getting paid on 100 BV. So we're going to go with the bare minimum. Everybody's just going to enroll 2. So as we progress down into level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's just going to be those 2 people sharing it with 2 people. But remember, we want this bonus. So going for Crystal Manager will facilitate this all the way down on unlimited depth. If we just get into the mindset of people, look, let's get the $500 for you. So right away, you need to get to consultant. And from there, what you need to do is help those 2 people get paid. So you work with these 2 people to get paid. So they enroll 1 on their left, 1 on their right. This person enrolls 1 on their left, 1 on their right. Right there, you make $500. You'd be on the 3rd level. So you have 1, 2, 3, and you made $500. Pretty simple. A lot of people are getting that $500 bonus. And if you started with the 2 bottles of Isagenesis with your tax, shipping, and membership, you're more than doubling your investment back. And you can do this as fast as you're capable of doing it and desire to do it. If you did that in your first day, like you enrolled those 2 people that morning and they enrolled those 2 people that evening, you're going to make $500 in 1 day. But they give you 60 days to do it. Once you make yourself an associate, go from customer to associate. But look what's happening to the progression now. So Jimmy Smith said, Dave, just show people the power of 2, because our compensation plan can literally pay everybody if they just did the power of 2. But watch the progression. So by the time we get to people to start to understand this, getting their $500, we're following this whole progression process. So just take it down to this person right here. They shared it with 2. This person right here shared it with 2, just like you did. And so where are we at now? We're on the 4th level, and you just brought in 8 more people. But this person got paid their $500. Now let's get these people paid their $500. See, all we have to do is teach Crystal Manager and the 100 BV, and what happens by the time you get to the 13th level? You'd be making over $50,000 a month, because you're going to get paid 6% on all of this volume that's being ordered from all of these people. You don't even hit the 13th level. It would be just before the 13th level. And everybody's ordering their 100 BV. You get paid 6% on that total volume. And as long as you're making sure you're building both teams, which happens automatically if you're doing Crystal Manager with everybody, and so they're getting the bonus, and this is passive residual income right here. Their auto ships are going to go out because everybody's set up on auto ship. And so at the end of 30 days, their product ships out, and it ships out to everybody. And the company's going to pay you 6% on that. So the way the math works out, if everybody ordered the bare minimum 100 BV and it progressed like this, you'd be making over $50,000 a month. Are you okay with doing that? Paying $150 plus your tax and shipping every month to make that? Well, who wouldn't be? And this is a real product. So it's the power of distribution and also the power of the generosity of the company. So what we focus on is Crystal Manager. We teach that. You share it with 2, and then they share it with 2. And as we continue to do that, this takes care of itself. So again, that's the power of progression and geometric progression and leverage, and a powerful product and a very generous company. It's created 236 millionaires to date. 236. Me and my wife are the 69th millionaires. And we've made over $7 million now. And we're in the 7-figure club, which means that we've made over $1 million a year. Over $1 million in 1 year. And this can really facilitate a lot of good in the world, right? Would you not agree that when you have time freedom and you have financial freedom, which really gives you resource freedom to go out and be the person that you want to be, and to go out and help facilitate more in other people's lives, there's not going to be any lack of anything that you don't need. It's just a matter of your desires now, and you wanting to continue to do that and stay focused on it. So with that, you guys, that's it. It's pretty simple. It's just get that Crystal Manager bonus and teach other people to do the same. Don't let that break down. You want to make sure that this person is teaching these people, and that these people are teaching these people, and these people are teaching their people. There's a very powerful trainer in the industry that's built 3 organizations of over 100,000 people. And he said, if you teach that skill on 4 levels, so 4 generations, this would be 1, 2, 3, and then who they brought in would be 4. If you're making sure that this whole Zoom to Crystal Manager is taking place, and that they have the skills now to make sure that they're getting trained and they're getting trained, you do that on 4 levels, he says it starts to grow on its own at that point. It creates wheels of its own, and or legs of its own, and it just starts to grow because everybody's got the skills. And so this person could actually make sure that that person is being trained, that person's being trained, that person's being trained, and that person's being trained. That level would be beyond you. That's this person's responsibility now. Then this person right here would take on the next 4 generations, making sure that they're all getting trained, along with these 2 helping to make sure until this person gets to the 4th level, then he can drop off. This person's going to go down 1 more level with this person. Then this person's going to go down 1 more level and bypass this person. So it's just this it's this progressive teaching of skills. So you want to make sure that on 4 levels, so you'd be responsible for all of these people plus 1 more level, making sure that they understand Crystal Manager and how to teach it. At that point, it starts to go on its own. And it's fun. It's fun building relationships with people and instilling hope, and then actualizing it, actually watching them get paid. And while they're getting paid, you're getting paid as well. So it's worth your time and effort. All right, you guys, thanks. Hope you appreciate this presentation, and let's get it out there. Let's pass it on to people, and really let's go out and make a difference in the world and helping people with their health, because that's what this really comes down to, is the health that we're creating in other people's lives with these incredible life-changing products. All right, thanks. Bye.